So next, we're going to attach the pan wire guide from bag 104. So this is a part that we've updated slightly since we put together these kits. It's not an essential update, but it makes it a little bit easier to route the wires later. We've just added some holes around the edges here. You can do this without these holes. You can just feed through here. These make it a little more convenient. So if you'd like to print this part, this is the latest version. So I'll use this version. For this, we're just going to attach this plate like this to the pan motor. So we'll need to put two E02 nuts in there and then attach it with two E02 8mm screws. So we've got two screws and two E02 nuts. All right, again, we're just going to be attaching this like that. So we'll just put our two E02 nuts into these slots on the head pan actuator. Make sure they're aligned. Take our wire guide, align it here. And we will fasten it in place. And fasten these all the way down. So next we're going to take bag 105 and actuator number 7, which is the head roll. Bag 105 contains the pan to roll bracket, and so this mounts to the pan motor, and then the roll motor sits on top of it like that. Go ahead and sort out this hardware. So we'll have 4 E02 nuts, and then we'll have 4 E02 by 6mm screws and 4 E02 by 8mm screws. So we're going to start by attaching this bracket to the head pan motor like this, and we'll use the 6mm screws to do that. So I'm just going to hold it here. And I'll push one screw through. Just want to make sure that your 0 points are aligned, and then this will be the orientation that we use. So with the 6mm screw, I'm just going to get it kind of threaded in the plastic like this so that it pokes out just a bit on the other side. And then I'll align that onto the actuator. I'm going to tighten this down. And then I will get another screw. And align the opposite side. Tighten that down, and then we will finish with the other two. Go ahead and make sure that these are all tightened all the way down. And we'll just make sure that we get some wiggle, and we do. That's good. And so next, we're going to mount this into the bracket like that. So we'll need to put the M2 nuts into these 4 slots on the bottom of the actuator. All right. So we'll take our actuator and just fit it into this, aligned like that. And then we will attach it with the M2 by 8mm screws. And so now we have the head roll motor mounted to our neck assembly. So next we're going to attach the roll fan cover, which is bag 106. So we've got our fan holder, and it will attach to the head roll actuator like this. So it'll be 4 M2 nuts and 4 M2 by 8mm screws. Okay, we'll start with putting the nuts into the slots on the actuator. So it's aligned like that. So we'll do it each side. Go ahead and put our roll fan cover on the side here and align it. And then we'll attach it with 4 M2 by 8mm screws. All right, so now our assembly looks like that. Next up, we have the roll wire guides. This is bag 107. And inside we've got 2 printed parts. And we've got 3 M2 by 8mm screws and 3 M2 nuts. And so these are going to go onto the roll actuator in this position and in this position here. So one will have 2 screws, and this one will just have the 1 screw. So we'll put the M2 nuts in the corresponding slots first, go ahead and attach these. I'll do the bottom one first. It's just one M2 by 8mm screw. Go ahead and tighten that up. We will be removing these to route some wires later, but for now we'll just fix them in place. The first screw for the top one. Make sure we've got it aligned. And then we'll do the second screw. And I'll go ahead and tighten these up pretty far, but we will be removing them and then retightening them later.